It's episode 23, A Better Life with Jake and Paul. I'm Jake, that's Paul. We're here to start off. We're gonna talk about Paul's newest obsession, pickleball. That's our new show. We're actually gonna fuck MMA. We're not doing it anymore. We're talking pickleball. That's our new show. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get into the pickleball realm. Just dive in.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck. What is pickleball? Is that the one where you have like the wooden paddle and you gotta fucking smack the baseball?
It's a wiffle ball.
It's a wiffle ball.
Yeah, it's a little wiffle ball. But yeah, so on over the weekend I didn't really have much to do and I had the ESPN app open. I was like on ESPN 3, the Pickleball World Championships. This is incredible.
World Championships. That's
yes.
Okay, cool. It's like countries.
Yeah, so they I don't know exactly how across the world the sport is, or there's a lot of Caucasian people in the crowd. But anyways, I'm watching this and in the women's championship. So I'm not sure if this was last year because they did have a crowd. So I mean, there were people in attendance. So this might have been a rerun from last year. Now that I'm putting the pieces together.
There's crowds right now and all sorts of shit, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, it's ESPN 3, so you really never know. But yeah, I mean, in the championship there was a 14-year-old versus this 30-year-old, and they went 5 games in this back and forth rally, and 14-year-old lost. But yeah, it was interesting. So I don't know. For whatever reason, it was more interesting than tennis to me.
Oh, I mean, yeah, duh. Dude, okay, you brought up 14-year-old. I need to talk about. So I'm watching the Olympic trials, and there's this 14-year-old kid who's like a swimmer, and he made it to the Olympic finals or the whatever. Dude, the whole time he's diving, he's being fucking roasted by the announcers. Whole time they're like, yeah, just a little 14-year-old, obviously not. He's getting like 8s, 9s and shit, just absolutely crushing it. Whole time, all they care about is that he's 14, that he's a kid. It's like, how about the fact that he's crushing the Olympic finals right now? And I mean, here, let me pull up some audio, because this is actually, I looked up the law on this. This is fair use, so you can't get me in trouble for this. 14-year-old swimmer, Olympic. There it is.
They say you should wait.
Oh, that's an advertisement. Okay. We'll talk until this is ready, because I don't have YouTube Premium anymore.
Yeah, well, it's definitely crazy. When you're that young, just dedicated to the craft. You're not, in high school. You don't really have a ton of worries in the world. And I mean, I also saw there were some teenagers in bouldering, and bouldering is just a fancy word for rock climbing. And that was also another thing. So immediately after the pickleball championship, it rolled into the rock climbing Olympic trials. So this is an Olympic sport, but yeah, they have different problems, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So it'll be like one face of the wall, and they got to go up and they get different point values, and then they're scored on their time.
Okay, so this kid's name is Joshua Hedberg. Okay, not sure where he's from. Literally, quote unquote, the kid is 14 years old. He's at the Olympic finals, right? Some shit none of us have ever done. And the announcer's like, ooh, so close to being extraordinary. Bitch, what? How is this not extreme? He's fucking 14. Michael Phelps did this when he was 15. This kid's 14. That's a whole year younger than Phelps. Get the fuck out of here with this so close to being extraordinary. This kid's face is still round because he's a child. Like... Damn, give him some slack here, man. Fuck, he's at the Olympics. Like, or the Olympic trials. Give him a minute. And he outswam the majority of the adults, and they're all here still giving him shit. Like, okay, whatever.
Did you see Simone Biles' floor routine?
Oh my good Lord, boogly Jesus, yes, dude.
That was so confusing. That final stunt she did.
Yeah.
That I don't even know what to call it. Like the double back.
It's like a Lutz, dude. I think it's called the Lutz. I think it's called a Lutz. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason she's the best in the world, dude.
Gangsters. I like that she lands it, and then some people cry and throw their hands up in the air. She just lands it, walks right off. Just wow.
For the record, this kid's 14, and he's like more cut than I am. Like, that's sad. I'm fucking fat. This kid's got abs and shit, and I'm over here like, I remember when I used to have that, like back in the day.
That
I mean, you never stopped.
Faster swimmer than you when he was 8.
Oh, that kid was I can't swim. We know this. I'm bad at swimming. I'm like a fucking rabbit getting thrown in the pool, dude. Like, rabbits don't swim, so.
It Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of people like. It's all fun and games to be like the armchair quarterback, like, oh, I've hit a 3-pointer at the the rec league or whatever, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But when it comes to these racing events,
Different.
like marathons and even those like silly walking events, I even say silly and put them down, but no, those guys would walk the mall all over me. But they were faster than you when they were children, and there's just no.
Oh yeah.
Hands and butts about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Random question. What is a lobotomy do that's so what does that negatively do? Right? Like you get your brain split in half, right?
So well, first off, there was no actual procedure for it. There was no like go up, twist, go to the left. Everyone kind of had their own like secret technique.
Oh, that's.
But yeah, I was just taking a pick and firing it right into the upper part of the cranium.
Why would they do that?
Same reason people thought electricity worked. That you could like electrocute schizophrenia away and stuff like that. It was just a very cruel age of medicine.
So they like just cut your brain in half?
Well, it's like, okay, so the forever quote, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but like the difference between medicine and poison is dose, right?
Okay, that's a good. Hey, that's a good.
Yeah. So, like, let's say you have a person who has a nervous disorder, and that electrical stimulation one day gets them to wiggle their toes, and then they can start walking, and they get, the ability to move their muscles again because of that electrical stimulation. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Crossing someone's, neurons in their brain with a massive electrical stimulation because they're, bipolar is probably not.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, so it's what brings that up? Know anyone recently got a lobotomy?
No, just like it was one of those things that was just it came across. Yeah, I was gonna go in and get myself lobotomized. Hey, should we play
to the show?
We never played the opening music. We forgot. Should we do that?
Yeah, you're the host of the show.
Yeah, we should do that. Okay, here it is. For the record, you are also the host of this show. It's not both of our names are on this motherfucker. Both of our names are on this.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see my contribution more as co-host. I mean, you do the editing and all the producing and putting it up.
Okay, but that's just being the producer. That's not being the host.
Yeah, I'm just the misunderstood genius who calls in.
You're not called in. We're literally hosting this together, but all right. Keep thinking of yourself as less than. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's
it's keeps the chip on my shoulder. It's good for the gambling.
Okay, so
By the way, I did finally get the names of those two women in the championships.
Ooh,
Anna Waters, 14 years old, and Leah Jansen, who's 29 years old.
Damn, how was that?
And they went for almost an hour and 45 minutes back and forth.
Damn. So how do you win pickleball? How do you win?
So it's the first to 11, win by 2, but to score you have to hold serve.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so you can side out and then it comes back. But the best part about this whole thing is that the pickleball championships are being held at the Lifetime Fitness in Florida. So
wait, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's so Lifetime Fitness is like, and fuck yes!
You're looking around and, you're used to these kind of big bougie clubs. Right. Having like tennis courts. No, they're all pickleball courts with the silly lines in it. They're all like little miniature ones. You got people practicing in the background.
That's dope, dude. That's dope. That's dope.
I'm just imagining, the people walk into the gym, on their typical Sunday, and they're like, oh, wow, world championships are being held right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
just
there's like trying to
sit down.
They're taking the kids swimming or some shit at the pool.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Pickleball sounds fun, dude. And like, I don't know, is it the next NFL? Where are we moving up? Is it coming? Is it going to be like an NBA one day?
I'm trying to figure out. I would say like the most equivalent to it would be like disc golf.
Okay.
You know, like that's frisbee golf or whatever.
Yeah,
Where it's like it's kind of the same thing, but it like for the life of me, I can't imagine that it gets anywhere out of its niche.
Well, that's kind of like lacrosse, honestly. Lacrosse is as exciting as lacrosse was like 3 years ago for a little bit. Like it's done. No one really gives a shit about that sport. At the end of the day, no one really gives a shit.
Hey, you gotta be careful. I had a cousin who got a scholarship.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Lacrosse.
Whatever. One of my friends got a...
My college had a men's and women's lacrosse team.
Yeah, my college had a men's and women's lacrosse team too, so what? Doesn't mean it's worth anything. we had a diving team. So?
Yep, diving team.
So?
We had a women's water polo team, but not a men's water polo team.
That's... Hey, Title IX, you gotta keep them level. Kind of like, yeah, we had a women's soccer team, but no men's soccer team at North Dakota.
Yeah, it's interesting how those funds get allocated.
Well, and then, out of nowhere, our brand new president, we're like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, hey, we're cutting women's hockey, we're cutting swimming and diving, we're cutting therapy, we're cutting, like, all these programs. It's like, oh, okay. Hey, what's your name again? When did you get here?
Yeah, I mean, there was a while for me, like my degree's in biological sciences, and there was a while for me that I thought my degree was going to get consolidated
into
life sciences. So I would have a degree, in a field that everyone knows, it's biology, but it could have gotten consolidated.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I remember I had a professor who has a degree in a school that doesn't exist anymore. Like the school went under.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is going to sound terrible. I have a friend who has a diploma hanging on his wall, and it's from, like, a fucking Chinese website, and I know it.
Yeah, I gotta take this.
Oh, alright, yeah, he's just going to take a quick phone call, and we'll be right back. I really should have used that pause break to clean my bong water.
Dude, I've been cleaning my bong every 3 days.
This is...
I have, like, the 420 cleaner.
Yo, I need some of that. I just used the 91% isopropyl alcohol from Walgreens.
Dude, I used to do that, but then it's like, I don't know, I think on principle there's something against huffing alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you don't fucking leave it in there.
Well, no, of course.
Clean it out after you're done.
Do you do the microwave trick?
The what?
Oh, you don't. So you take a red Solo cup or something that you don't ever foresee yourself drinking in ever again.
Yeah.
And you put the bowl and then a down stem in there if you do have one.
Yeah.
And then you put it in the microwave at 10-second intervals. And what's going to happen is it's going to heat up and the alcohol is going to turn to a vapor and it's going to fire through the down stem, fire through the...
Oh, yeah.
And then you use it while it's warm. Like, obviously, you don't let it evaporate in your microwave.
Right.
You use it while it's warm and throw it into your bong. And then you can also put salt in there, too.
Yeah, help it
but that's
the sides and shit. Yeah. No, because honestly, if you just put in the 91, you just fucking shake the hell out of it. It does a really good job.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean by on principle is the gunk that, you look at and you're like, I just didn't get it this time. It's infused
stuck to the wall forever.
Yeah, you're like, okay,
it's totally infused with alcohol, 100%.
Puff a little alcohol.
That's fine. The worst things have happened.
Yeah.
You and I have been through worse. We've done worse than... I'll stop there. We'll stop there. We'll fucking talk, the bouldering, dude. What were you talking about with bouldering?
Oh, that it's incredibly exciting.
What is it?
It's rock climbing.
Yeah, but, what makes it so exciting?
So you get 5 different problems, right? So it's this giant wall, and the problems are you're not allowed to see your opponents do it either. So it's not like everyone's lined up. They're they're behind the wall. One person comes out. They've never seen it before, and they have to climb up. And there's like a 5-point mark, a 10-point mark, and then up to 25 points. So some walls just have the 25 points, and then other walls have like a 5-point checkpoint and all this stuff. So at the end of the 5 problems, you have the point values, and then you get to see their times.
Oh.
But there's also silly things, there will be a person it's called a flash when you climb all the way up the wall in your first attempt, and you get 3 attempts.
Well,
But it's interesting
You wanna go
because
rock
people,
climbing?
they don't get to see the person before them, so you could see all these different ways that they climb up a wall.
Yeah. Well,
Like some dudes swing like monkeys and stuff.
do you fucking want to go rock climbing sometime?
Like outdoor or like at an actual wall?
Fuck no. Yeah, somewhere where if we fall, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, there's actually one in Kenosha.
Next time I'm home in Wisconsin, we'll fucking go. Seriously.
Yeah. Dude, it's a fucking scary. I remember doing it as a kid and being terrified.
We used to have a rock climbing wall at North Dakota, and that was really fun. Man, that was fun.
There was also one at the college, too. Oh, I'm a fucking alumni. I could probably go there.
Dude, you could totally go there. Alums are totally allowed in.
Yeah. Could also go there and play fucking racquetball. Racquetball courts there.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, racquetball. What is the one? Is that the one where you're in the little box, right? And you fucking whip it off the wall? Dude, oh my god, my friends and I used to go to the YMCA and play that all the time and just rifle it into each other's backs when they weren't looking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, whatever.
There.
We should talk about the MMA world, dude.
Yeah.
Because, honestly...
Tough week.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. Well, first of all, I want to talk about how many advertisements I've been seeing about Poirier versus McGregor 3, like, all over town. That's the only fucking thing they're advertising. It's like, you guys got other fights, you know.
Right. Like, I wonder how many people come into Vegas on that weekend with no knowledge of the UFC, and they're like, oh, wow, McGregor, who's that?
Yeah, for real. Right. Here's a cool thing that happens. Everyone, there's a lot of people, because I advertise this podcast heavily in town. Like, I'll just leave flyers everywhere. If I see a corkboard, you know my sheet's on it. That's just what it is. So, like, you see people come in, and then the downloads in Vegas go up, and then they go down, and then other cities go up. So these people go home and then listen back there. It's like that's like such a cool way of like just spreading our dirty little fingers around the world, and, you know. So, you know, everyone who's listening is like, yeah, I was just in Vegas recently. I guess that's how I did hear it.
I guess, you know, after I said that, I started thinking, so George St. Pierre is kind of known to be like a nervous Nelly, you know, the day of his fight.
Yeah.
He was known to go into like the grocery store and just walk around and see how many people had no idea who he was. And that like calmed them down.
It's a good idea.
That idea that the old lady, you know, picking out the produce section, you know, doesn't care about his fight.
Has no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so we, you know, had rough 2 weeks. PFL was kind of rough, but you know, we did pick Manfio to beat Pettis, and yeah, I mean, and Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the guy that I'm saying, you know, put him on a rocket ship to the moon. That guy went out and impressed. I mean, anytime you spinning back kick someone and finish them on the ground, or someone that's never been finished before,
right?
That's pretty big,
dude. Well, the PFL's getting big, man. It's all over. It's on ESPN Plus. It's on ESPN 2. You see clips all over YouTube and shit. Like, it's getting bigger, man.
Yeah, and then, you know, of course, Kayla went out there and did her business as the minus 3,300 should.
Yep. Did her fucking thing, dude.
The thing that kind of drove me nuts about that is Cindy defended the wrong way. Like, she rolled away from the cage, where if she had rolled into the cage, I don't know if Kayla would have had the actual space to extend the arm.
Oh, you mean like I see what you mean. Like you're like, as a coaching standpoint, she physically, technique, she did it.
Now, obviously, Kayla's so strong and is such, like, so skillful that she would have, as she extended, she would have had to readjust her hips and then push out.
Right.
But there wasn't a ton of time left. So, I don't know. I would have liked to see, you know, Cindy kind of know where she was in, you know, reference to the cage. But other than that, you know, Kayla did what Kayla was going to do.
Kayla did what Kayla does. She was going to do that. Whether she rolled towards the cage or away from the cage, she was going to fuck her up, dude.
It was a matter of time.
I mean, Jesus, look at her. This is like watching old Ronda when she was fighting house moms. You know, like, literally, this is what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Oh, there is a story. Jeremiah Wells, he was a debuter. He fought Worley Elvis. And Worley Elvis has a win over Colby Covington.
Oh.
You know, the guy's no slouch.
Right.
But Jeremiah Wells has one of those styles that he's like a 5-minute blitzer. And anytime you hit someone, they fall over, you run over their body, then run around the referee to get the finish, like, that guy is an athletic freak.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he literally runs over him and then around the referee to get the finish. I don't know, I've never seen that kind of, like, bulldog blitz.
Man, oh man, let me tell you something. I need to chill on how much I smoke. Oh my god, my lungs are getting like, hey man. Because the air here is so dry, dude. It's so dry, man. I can't even imagine, like, being in the UFC and having to train in this shit.
Oh yeah, I mean those elevation camps. I mean the one that's like notorious, that the Big Bear training camp.
Wait, what?
But man,
I did not know about that one.
Oh, it's at elevation. Tony Ferguson goes there. Canelo's been known to go there. That is a really good.
Is it like Nevada?
Should be California.
Oh, California. Okay.
Yeah. But I want to see the elevation. Yeah, this is really captivating television.
I cannot believe how bamboozled I was by Pepsi. I'm writing an email, dude. I'm writing a fucking email. I'm upset.
It's 3,000 feet. So
that's not even that bad.
It's not bad, but...
I'm at 4,500 just sitting here right now.
Mm-hmm. But... Anyways, the one that's crazy is the Mexico City Training Center at like 8,000.
Yeah. There's one
that's like Rocky IV stuff.
There's an NFL camp. Not a camp, but like an NFL trainer guy who like brings in a lot of NFL players, and he's up in the mountains in Colorado at like 8,000 feet. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like when you wake up and you're above the clouds, it's like, all right, let's go run. It's like literally water isn't even getting up here anymore. It's forming down there. That's how high we are.
Yeah, right. Like, it's such an advantage, but from all of the studies I've read, it's only an advantage for about 4 days. And after that, your hemoglobin levels, steady out.
So you have to basically be there until the fight.
Yeah, or if you're Cain Velasquez, you can't just show up the week of the fight and acclimate.
Oh, yeah,
that was craziness that he tried to fight Werdum without acclimating.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. I bet you that dude was hanging out at like oxygen bars and shit, trying to get re-upped afterwards. Cause
it's like fighting, breathing through a straw.
Yeah. There's no oxygen. The air is so thin, man. That's why it gets so like people are like, oh, it was such a bumpy flight. It's so bumpy. It's like, dude, there's literally no air where you were. Like it's so hot right now anyway, and there's already no air at that elevation. It's gonna be bumpy. There's no air for the fucking wing to grab to,
But I mean, I've got to start rethinking about how I look at some of these fights.
Why?
Because I'm looking at my notes, right? And I picked Volkov because he's, the taller guy, very technical, maybe not as athletic, but I think, he's a good technical fighter. And then I look at my notes for Means and Dalby, and I literally picked the opposite. Where it's like I went with the athletic guy who's not as technical, and I lost on both.
Yeah, well... Yeah, well, sometimes you just fucking, I don't know, it's not you did anything wrong. Sometimes you just fucking roll the dice wrong, dude.
Yeah, I think I gotta look at these notes a little heavier. But man, for anyone who's like, I've seen on like Reddit forums, people are calling him Surreal Yawn because they think he's like a boring 5-round heavyweight fighter. But
right.
It's like, man, get used to it, because if he can do that against Volkov, he can do that against anybody.
Right? No, for real. For real. That's,
like, you think that he doesn't want to, knock out Volkov? It's like, no, he's just going to do what he has to win.
No, for real. It's about winning at the end of the day. Like, yeah, the knockout's cool, but the win is the fucking important part, regardless. Whether it's a technical, whether it's fucking count, score, whatever. Who gives a shit? Win. That's the big deal.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is Volkov's such a seasoned veteran, but there was like danger. You could tell that Gane is just so fast, and the combos he was hitting him. And then they were on the ground for about 10 seconds. Volkov just noped right out of there because he saw the ankle lock come in. And the second Volkov got to his feet, he was like, "Nope, get me out of here. I'm not even gonna."
He noped out of there.
And
he said.
Think about you also got to think. The people that do know Alexander Volkov who are listening, they know that Volkov went to the ground for Mauricio Werdum and beat the hell out of him. And like, that was in the 4th round, and Volkov, there was something about Gane's game that's special, and if Ngannou, so yeah, that's the big news of the week, is Ngannou got nixed out of the next heavyweight title fight, and it is Black Beast Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gane for the interim belt in August. And yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts about that as a casual?
Honestly, well, Volkov, what is his fucking his base fight is like he's he's Su Shin Gi, right? How do you say that?
Just fancy for European kickboxing.
Okay, and then and then he's a brown belt in karate and a brown belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And
yeah, I don't take too much from that. It's like when Don Jones says he's a look-see-do fighter.
What does that fucking mean? What does that even mean?
I remember Roy Nelson used to say he's a street fighter. That was the best one.
Yeah, I mean, I know Volkov more. I remember when he was in Bellator, back when he was, like, coming up more. He was really well known in Bellator. You know, I mean, obviously right now, what is he, like, number 5 in the fucking UFC or some shit?
Zabit said he was a kung fu fighter. That was a good one.
What does that even fucking mean?
I don't know. But, man, it's. I understand the UFC had a spot in Houston, and Derek Lewis is a massive star in Texas. And they probably looked at ticket sales and like, this is a no-brainer financially. Both these guys, you know, they're going to fight Francis inevitably. So why not put Francis on ice for a little bit?
Right.
Also, you know, it's kind of par for the course for them to put Francis on ice. Like, we're talking about a guy who fought 20 seconds in 1 year.
Oh, yeah. Like...
Right. So they're pretty, you know, used to giving Francis the, you know, sit and wait treatment.
Imagine going to work for 20 seconds and then just being like, I'm good for the year, thanks.
Just getting nominated for an ESPY.
Oh my god, someone just fucking slit my wrist. It's just...
Well, dude, he's got, like... he's got incredible power, man. Like, you've ever played, like, a video game, like, Demon Souls or any of those games where it's like you get hit once and it's just over?
Yep.
And you can do everything right. You can hit all the counters, you can do all your dodges, everything right, but you get touched once.
You're toast.
It's over. Yep. And that's Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
Like, you know, Gane got touched by Volkov. You know, he got jabbed. He got hit with, like, a clean right. And he actually got knocked down by a front kick. You know, just tripped up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like, those are the things. Like, if Ngannou threw a low kick, like, my leg would fly into the audience. Like, it would detach from my body.
It would rip off and fucking become what are those? A boomerang.
Yeah, right.
Fly around.
He catches it and then beats me to death with a Mortal Kombat style.
Shut up.
But, yeah, I mean, so there's a part of me that gets it, right? You know, the UFC is a giant brand. They have to sell tickets. So, just disappointing it happens 3 months after Francis got the belt.
Oh, well. Well, I mean, yeah. Sort of, but at the same time, did you expect anything less from the UFC at this point? Honestly, they're fucking crazy. They just do shit now.
Right? You've kind of gotten used to the interim belts. You know, like the worst one, the most egregious one was probably Covington versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Like, that just made no sense. But, yeah, we're getting kind of used to it, but the 3-month turnaround, that's kind of cruel.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's whatever. But, you know, there was also a ton of boxing this weekend, so there were some pretty big favorites. Lomachenko and then Tank Davis, both of them won rather impressively.
Dude, you gotta love boxing. Fuck. You gotta love boxing. You gotta love boxing. Fuck, is it fun to watch.
Well, especially at these lower weight classes, they're really making a name for themselves. You know, Lomachenko in the 9th beats Nakatani standing. You know, just kind of finished him. I think he landed like 54 unanswered punches.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Like, just bop, 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 bop.
So ridiculous.
But the one that the A side, and this is the one that's probably has the biggest news. Like, if you go on YouTube right now, the sports category, number 2, 3, and 4 is Gervonta Davis. So the guy's, you know, cornered the market right now in the sports world. I think number 1 is basketball, but I could be wrong. But in the 11th round, as he was losing, so he's losing on the scorecards, Floyd Mayweather, his promoter and coach, jumps the railing, runs into his corner between rounds, and tells him he's losing on the scorecards. And then Gervonta turns away from him, and Floyd says it's the unofficial scorecard. It's unofficial, you know, try to like give him a little bit more confidence.
Yeah.
But like there was some serious drama. You know, they were protecting that guy's 0, no losses. And I think he's 25-0 now. It could be 26-0.
Damn.
But body shots. He dropped Barrios in the 5th, and then he finishes him in the 11th.
Damn.
But that was a tough fight, man. Barrios brought the dog out of him. But the big, coming out of this is that Floyd, addresses the presser. So, right, the presser, they've got Gervonta answering questions. Floyd is talking so much that they just give Floyd a microphone.
Just hand that dude the mic. He's constantly talking.
Yeah, so they're, they're doing a simultaneous press conference. And in the middle of it, Floyd says that Tank will always stay with Showtime and they're not going anywhere. And to the boxing fans, that's a real it's disheartening because you've got guys, like Ryan Garcia, you've got Teofimo Lopez, and they're with different promoters.
Yeah.
Right? That just means those matchups will never happen.
That sucks.
Co-promoting. It's so typical boxing. But, it's making sure that Gervonta's the A-side. It's making sure he gets paid. So I understand. Floyd did it. Canelo's doing it right now, where Canelo's just kind of globe-trotting. So it's, Tank will take on all comers that want to, kiss the ring.
Yeah, it's kind of globe-trotting, you said.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
the only one that would be really tough for Canelo would be Bettor BF. And that would be a massive fight. But the only reason for that, I think that would be Canelo at 175, which is madness. Like, Canelo fought at 154. Now he's up to 75. But yeah, I mean, we don't have any MMA coming up this weekend. It's actually a nice break.
Yeah,
it's good for me. Maybe I can go back, look at some of my my picks, in the prior weeks, and evaluate what was going wrong, so I can pick some better fights.
All right, yeah, dude. So should we wrap it up here quick and do another?
We still gotta talk about basketball.
Oh God, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So what are you thinking for the Bucks? Bucks Hawks.
I think
going 6.
I think it's going to Game 6, dude. I think it's going to Game 6, and I think it's up in the air. I really don't know who's going to take it.
Yeah. So right now the series is at 2-1. They've got a game tonight in Atlanta. The odds are currently at 6.5. Milwaukee.
Yep.
If Atlanta wins, it makes it 2-2. Obviously, it's dicey. But if they go up 3-1 and they come in to the Pfizer Forum, it's over. Good night.
Yeah, it's over at that point.
Mm-hmm.
The Pfizer Forum.
Pfizer. But and then on the other side of the bracket, you have the Clippers and the Suns.
Yep.
And the Clippers kind of dominated last night, 116-102.
Yeah.
Paul George's 41 points.
Because Paul George is a goddamn beast.
Guy rises to the occasion.
He's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, and then you also, it's getting a little chippy out there as well. You see some highlights of guys, technical fouls got called last night, some mocking.
There was shit talk.
I forget who the 2 players were, but it was towards Chris Paul. And it was good job flopping, or way to sell it.
Yeah, I think it was way to sell it, yeah. Oh, that's nice of him, a little compliment. It's nice.
But yeah, I mean, the series is at 3-2. So they've got to dog this one out.
I don't think they're at 3. I thought it's at 2-1.
I think it's 3-2. I could be wrong.
Oh, we're not. Never mind. We're talking that. Never mind. I fucked up. Yeah. I fucked up. We're good. Never mind.
Well,
that's me.
Yeah, and then after basketball season, there's a nice break. Maybe we flip this into a golf podcast.
Why not? Yeah, we talk about Tiger.
Because
you don't know with Tiger, man. He might have his new wife come smash up his fucking car with a golf club. You just don't know.
He flipped his car quite a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's
did we talk about that?
I think we mentioned it. Hope he finds the help he needs.
Yeah, definitely. Tiger has had a lot happen to him in his life.
Well, it's also he's a child star. Let's not get it twisted.
It would be tough to be. It's like when Bieber went off the rails for a little bit there. It was like, well, obviously, he's fucking 17 and has $400 million. What did you expect him to do?
Well, not only that, but just also put into perspective that this is a guy who was doing professional tournaments, and his dad was, using slurs at him, trying to talk down to him, trying to do all these things. Imagine your dad doing that to you while you're paying the bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And as a
Yes.
child.
yeah, right.
Yeah, you're paying the mortgage as a 14-year-old, and your dad's like, you fucking... And yeah, no, I'm
He's
not...
just talking down to you while you're like at the championship with the check at the end of the 18th hole.
Oh my god.
But,
Ridiculous.
yeah,
Well, you gotta treat... I'm telling you, man, I think I'm gonna have my first son, and then I'm just going to abandon him, and then come back when he's like 18, when he's famous. That's usually how like rich people and famous people come along. You know? Just abandon them young, make them hate their childhood so much that they come back and get super famous, and then we introduce ourselves again, like, hey, hi, remember me? That's how it's done.
Oh, I was thinking the opposite, where, you go like really, really deep into it. You name one like Anderson, you name the other one Chael, you make one a wrestler, the other one a Muay Thai striker, and then you just have them duke it out in the
And
living
then
room.
just, you get to watch your own MMA in the fucking living room.
Yeah, and then eventually their skills are so honed, iron sharpens iron, and then you have two champions.
I have nothing for that.
Yeah, just
Put my head on the table. Wait that one out. Oh, God. Dude, have you been watching hockey?
absolutely not.
Great. So, Tampa Bay
And
is
see, your Islanders are.
They're
Let's
done.
talk about your Islanders.
They're not my... I'm a fucking Bruins fan. But the Islanders are... they're toast, dude. They're done. Yeah, no, they're done. Tampa Bay has won game one. The Habs have lost, obviously. I don't know how, man. The Habs better win this. If they lose it, they're not winning the cup again for like 20 more years. Like, this is their chance. So they better fucking handle it. Because Tampa's got some contracts. Montreal's got to fucking do some budgeting after this. So it might be a little difficult to keep the squad all together here. But
Well, that's why you gotta up those parking charges.
oh, that's for the Raiders, dude. That's the Raiders here. Fucking,
Well, that's what I mean. That's the segue.
dude, the NFL, fuck them. The Raiders parking lot is like $240 to park for a game. It's like, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Well, parking at a game is a sucker move to begin with. By the way, what you do is you go restaurant to restaurant or whatever activity to activity you like, and then you make your way to the game.
Right.
The games are at 10:30, 11 a.m. to begin with, so
Yeah.
it's like, don't act like you can't wake up at 6.
Exactly.
But no, parking in a stadium parking is a sucker move, because not only are you leaving at the end, but you gotta wait for, the dude that can't figure out when to back up.
Isn't that
The guy
like,
that
right?
cuts the corner in
Some
the parking
guy-
garage.
Someone wants to
The guy-
cut everyone
dude,
off and
The
speed
guy
up on the
who didn't
left.
buy the ticket at the beginning, and is then upset that he's like stuck or whatever.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, Jesus
God,
Christ.
That's what I mean. Anyone who's worked in public service knows better than to deal with public parking.
Oh, absolutely. Public parking is a terrible...
Or even if you've gone to a concert before,
oh my God.
Public parking is terrible.
Yep. Anywhere. Any venue.
Yeah.
Any venue that you have to drive in and they're like, that'll be $25. And you're like, great, do I get my car dinged up with like door jams and shit? Or is that complimentary? Thank you.
Yeah, no. The real move, if you are forced into public parking, like let's say the venue has like preferred parking or whatever, you just park on the top of the parking garage, hang out for like 40 minutes after the show, talk to your friends, do whatever,
Yeah.
then make your way down. But nobody wants to roll 2 miles an hour down a parking garage.
I'm curious, how did Beijing, this is completely off topic, how did Beijing get the Olympics again?
I mean, objectively speaking, they've hosted before, and the stadiums are still there in some condition. Socio-politically speaking, I have no idea.
It just seems like it's a weird place to put the Olympics after you had it in 08. It was just there. I remember like Phelps won his 8 golds there. Like, we remember. It was not that long ago.
Yeah, well, if there's anything that I've started to notice about the International Olympic Committee is they're definitely making some money grabs.
Oh, yeah.
They're
yeah.
definitely turning this thing from amateurism into a business, and they're not even hiding it.
Nope, not even a little bit.
So that's kind of where I think it is. The reason, objectively, if you remove the location, it's like, oh, they've got the stadiums there, the infrastructure's there. They were, everyone had a good time in 08. So
yeah, I mean, sort of everyone. Not everyone had a great time.
Not everyone.
Anyway, Yeah, I mean, the Uyghurs aren't having a fun time in China right now, so they won't be able to participate, unfortunately, on the Olympic team.
No, I
They're too
don't think
busy.
there'll be any representation.
They're unfortunately in concentration camps because no one's paying attention to this day.
Well, how funny is it that, like, on the Lego kits or whatever, they got rid of, for the Mandalorian, they got Mandalorian ships called the Slave One.
Yeah.
And guess what sticker is not included in the Lego set?
Slave One, probably.
Yep. Yeah, so, remove that on a Lego set, but don't worry when you're, filming Mulan.
Yeah, make sure. Fucking A, don't even get me. Let's just abandon that shit before we get into it. Fucking ridiculous. So ridiculous. Nike's bitch ass. Nike is a brand of China and for the Chinese people. Okay, sounds good, bye.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No one has tact anymore.
No. Everyone's just a fucking bitch ass these days, seriously.
What was one thing? So, like, Michael Jordan, right, had that quote, conservatives buy shoes too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how far have we come, from that kind of really benign, people buy shoes too, to, removing stickers on Lego sets.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've come a long way. We're really advancing here somehow. In some people's heads, I guess. Whatever. Are you ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
I'm ready to wrap this up. My name's Jake. That's Paul. This has been Better Life. We'll see you motherfuckers next week. Bye.
See ya.